Hello and welcome back to another video. In this one we will be looking at a few Sony Ericsson phones from around 2005 to 2006. They were all bought as used and untested, some were even sold as non-working. First, let's clean them and then we'll test them. Let's start with this guy here. Nice, the battery has expanded and now I can't remove it. I have to unscrew the back cover to get it out. Okay, now I got the battery out. Strangely, the battery isn't even that expanded. As we will see later, there will be some really expanded ones. So after checking the battery, I clean the device with paper towels and isopropyl alcohol. The charging port on these old Sony Ericsson phones is also notorious for collecting dust and not making contact, resulting in the phones not being able to charge. I use an old toothbrush and some IPA to clean them. Works great! Now for the most important part, putting a known working battery and SIM card in and testing the phone. These old Sony Ericssons sadly need a SIM card to power on. Okay, looks promising. The D-pad also seems to be working, which is a common issue on these phones. It even looks like it has no branding. Let's test the basics like the camera. Nice, seems to work fine. Now on to the next one. I also cleaned it on the outside with IPA. This one has a really scratched screen lens. I tried to use a magic eraser to polish it like I did in other restoration videos, but sadly to no effect. Now let's look at the battery. Nice, also expanded, and even worse than the last one. We have to loosen the back cover again. The back cover on this one is stubborn. Okay, I finally got the battery out. Ugh, yuck, the battery has not only expanded, it also leaked. After washing my hands, I had to take the back cover off completely to clean the insides and hope it didn't make its way onto the board. Okay, so now I can clean this. At least it looks like it didn't get to the main board. I've never seen a lithium-ion battery fade like that. What might have happened if I had plugged this one in? I almost forgot to clean the charging port. Not really needed on this one, but still a good idea. Okay, after putting the phone back together and inserting a SIM card and working battery, we can test it. So this phone has a SIM lock, which means it can only be used with the SIM card of the provider it's locked to, in this case O2. We will look at that later, but besides this, the phone seems to be working. As we can see here, it even has O2 branding. Okay, on to the next one. I cleaned it, like the other ones, and checked the battery. This one actually didn't have an expanding battery. Now let's power it on. Okay, this looks promising. Let's test the camera. It should start the camera application if you open the camera cover. Let's see what happens if we open the camera application from the menu. Okay, the joystick works at least. It says to open the camera cover, although it is open, so we have to check on that. There's a small switch in the back cover to toggle this, and they tend to break. Maybe we can fix it. So now I remove the back cover to look at the switch. It looks like the glue under that switch has stopped holding it in place. I will use some super glue to glue that back in. Let's see if that fixed it. Nope. So the switch must be broken, which is also quite common. I might bridge the switch's contact with solder to be able to use the camera again or swap parts if one of the other phones is totally broken. Next up is the same phone twice. I really love the slightly iridescent color of these phones. I cleaned this one like the other ones and checked the battery. This one had a battery in it. The other one didn't. And the battery was not puffed up. Sadly, it looked like it got hit on one side at some point, so I had to discard this one too. Back in with my known working bat. Okay, it does turn on at least. Let's test the camera by filming the phone's twin. So yeah, after some testing, this one seems to work as well. Its twin will be cleaned next. So that should be enough. Okay, besides a crack in the screen lens, it seems to turn on. But the joystick seems to be broken. I might need to repair that at some point. The camera works at least, including opening the lens cover to open the camera application. Now let's take a look at this golden boy. Also definitely an interesting color for a feature phone. Let's first clean it. And brush its teeth, charging port. Looks good. And it has a battery. Strangely, the liquid damage indicator has tripped. Let's use my battery for now. Okay, it's alive. That orange and gold looks quite interesting together. But yeah, it seems to work. Let's open the camera cover. Also works well. Okay, and the camera itself also works. Nice. But there was something stuck in the microphone port, so I used my tweezers to get it out. Done. Okay, next one. Or should I say next ones? Now we actually have 5 identical phones. Damn, that metallic orange looks dope. Okay, I mean, we can speed this up. In the end, all phones were cleaned and all actually worked. Some notable moments were that one of the phones had a super sketchy SIM card reader. Someone fixed it with a blob of solder and another pin was missing. So I tried the same by soldering a wire to the pad on the PCB. And the crazy thing is that it actually worked. But the phone looked like someone threw it together from grade B parts, or like a meal made of leftovers. But yeah, it actually works. The last one is actually a spoiler to the next episodes, since I tried some soft and hardware mods on this one already. I installed a new animated menu and theme, desoldered the orange LEDs on the keypad and replaced them with red, green and blue ones. But more on that in an upcoming video. So those were the phones that needed cleaning and repair. Some of the phones actually came with their memory cards. The venerable Sony Memory Stick Pro Duo. What a name. I actually opened one of them up to see what's inside, but it's just a sealed chip like in an SD card. So nothing too interesting to see here. But damn, those 1 GB cards were the thing to have back in the day. I also got only 2 working battery out of this whole deal. So you might ask yourself now, what happened to the last phone? The black one, with the white keyboard. This was my first feature phone back in 2008. It was originally also white and orange, like this one for example, but I got a replacement case for it and wrapped the midframe in red vinyl. I still own the original packaging for this phone. In there is even the packaging of the replacement case and the instructions to put it on, printed on Christmas Day in 2008, when I got this case as a present. This brings back memories. This was before iFixit was as big as it is today, so I had to print the instructions out from some forum. So yeah, back to the phone. Some time ago I used the phone as a Bluetooth controller for a J2ME emulator on my Android phone and added an NFC tag to the battery to launch the emulator on my phone when scanned. Now let's power it on. As we can see, I installed a theme, of course, and a modded menu. I also put vinyl over the LEDs of the flash to color them red. At some point in time I hooked up an LED to the Sony Ericsson logo here, but that sadly stopped working. There's another LED in the speaker grill that can blink to music, but the LED is also a bit cooked and very dim. But yeah, this phone was constantly modded by me. For example, at some point it looked like this. And this is what I plan on doing with all of these phones here. I ordered replacement cases in all available colors, I found hundreds of files for software modding, and as we have seen with the keyboard of the last orange phone, I researched some hardware mods I can do. So I will create some super unique phones over the course of the year. So yeah, that's it for today. Next time we will fix the software on some of the phones, and I will give you a brief history behind the phones. If you liked this video, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.